In this video, we'll walk through how web communication evolved from simple request-response APIs into real-time streaming. We'll compare three major approaches: traditional HTTP, server-sent events, and WebSockets. The goal is not to say one protocol is always better, but to understand when each one fits best based on the interaction pattern of the application. Let's start with the foundation of the web, HTTP request response. The model is simple. The client sends a request, and the server returns a response. This works extremely well for normal APIs, web pages, forms, and static content. But HTTP is stateless by design, meaning every request is independent. That simplicity is powerful, but it also becomes inefficient when the client needs frequent updates, because it has to keep asking the server again and again. Before real push-based communication became common, developers tried to simulate real-time behavior using polling. The client would ask the server at fixed intervals, "Anything new yet?" The problem is that most of those requests return nothing new, which wastes bandwidth and increases server load. It also creates a user experience gap, because updates only appear on the next polling interval, not immediately when they happen. Long polling improved the situation by changing how the server responds. Instead of immediately returning an empty response, the server holds the connection open until new data becomes available. Once it has data, it responds, and the client immediately opens another request. This feels closer to real-time than short polling, but it is still a workaround. The server still has to maintain many open connections, and the system is not truly push-native. Server-sent events, or SSE, flips the model. Instead of the client constantly asking for updates, the server can proactively push updates to the client over a single persistent HTTP connection. SSE is unidirectional, meaning data flows from the server to the client only. That makes it a clean and simple fit for live feeds, stock tickers, dashboards, notification streams, and other cases where the client mainly needs to receive updates. The reason developers like SSE is that it gives you real-time updates without the full complexity of WebSockets. It runs over standard HTTP, so there is no custom protocol or complicated handshake to manage. Browsers also support automatic reconnection, which saves development effort when connections drop. The trade-off is intentional. The client cannot send messages back over the same SSE channel. So SSE is excellent when the server pushes updates, but it is not the right fit for heavy two-way interaction. WebSockets take real-time communication one step further. They create a persistent, full duplex connection between the client and the server. Full duplex means both sides can send data at the same time over one connection. After a single HTTP upgrade handshake, communication switches to a lightweight protocol, avoiding repeated HTTP headers and polling overhead. This makes WebSockets well-suited for low-latency, highly interactive applications. WebSockets shine when interaction is frequent and bidirectional. Think multiplayer games, collaborative editors like Google Docs, or live chat systems where both sides need to send updates instantly. But that power comes with more architectural responsibility. You have to think carefully about connection state, reconnection logic, scaling, load balancing, and failure handling. So WebSockets are powerful, but they should be chosen when the application truly needs two-way real-time interaction. Now we can compare the three approaches clearly. HTTP is request response, uses a new request for each interaction, and is best for static content and traditional APIs. SSE uses a persistent connection from server to client and is best for live feeds and dashboards. WebSockets use a persistent full duplex connection and are best for chat, gaming, and collaboration. The key difference is not just performance. It is the communication direction and complexity you are willing to manage. The practical rule is simple. If the client needs to talk back frequently, use WebSockets. If the server mainly needs to push updates to the client, use SSE. If there is no real-time requirement, stick with HTTP. The best engineering decision is usually the simplest protocol that satisfies the product requirement. Do not choose the trendiest technology. Choose the one that matches the application's true interaction pattern.